What's going on, YouTube? It's official. I quit my job yesterday. I guess clearly, to be clear about it, I put the 2 weeks notice in. So, not this Friday, but next Friday I'm out. I don't know. I want to make this video more just a discussion type thing because there's plenty of news to talk about, but this is kind of big news for me personally. I want to pick your guys' brain, see what you think, and we're cruising home in this garbage ass weather that we got going on in Central Ohio here. Yeah, if you pay any attention to like financial advice, job advice, I feel like the going advice these days, especially for younger people starting out their career, starting out work right out of college, things like that, is if you want to make the most money you can, you work 2 or 3 years and quit that position, leverage it, get something different, and use that to move on up. Try to jump some pay, jump here and there if you can. And in reality, I mean, it's kind of sad that you have to do that, but it seems like that's the case these days, just because I feel like I was in a little bit of a different situation where my company was really good with their raises, and I don't know how much of that was just reflecting on me as a employee or whatever. If I was doing good, they thought I was doing good, versus just how well the company treats their employees and gives them good pay. So I think it was probably a mix of both, honestly, overall. But I think on average I was getting, like, first year got like a 13% raise, second year 8%, or it was a little bit more than 8%, like 9%, and then this year another 8% raise, something like that. So like I said, I think they were treating me really good, but I'm leaving anyway. And the reason, just to make it make sense, is I drive. If you've watched the channel, you see me driving. That's where I make these YouTube videos. I drive like an hour 5 every day. If the weather's shitty like it is today, I'm driving like an hour 20 in the snow to get to work each way. And I don't want to do that forever. So much time wasted. It feels just, I don't know. The inefficiency of just time sitting in the car is insane. And I could be doing much better things with my time, especially I have a daughter now. Spend some time with my wife and my kid instead of sitting in my fucking car on the way to work. So we're cutting the drive down to like 20 minutes now. The new job, opportunity to work from home a little bit, benefits better, everything's better all around. I mean, the only bummer thing is honestly, I don't mind the job at all that I'm at right now. I really like the people I work with and stuff like that, but hey, sacrifices have to be made. And really not much of a sacrifice, obviously. Like, it sucks to just kind of bail on them like that because they've treated me pretty well, but I mean, opportunity, I gotta take it. Overall, I think there's no way I really turn this other opportunity down, take this other job. Totally different kind of work than what I do. Still civil engineering, obviously, but I was able to negotiate a raise as well. So it's like, where's the downside? There really isn't one. More vacation time, more money, more benefits, shorter drive, everything's on the up and up. And so anecdotally, I've executed this theory for the younger people pretty ideally, I would say. That's about as good as it can go. What's my raise ends up being like a 17 or 18% raise over the next year or something like that to go to the new position, get my license, get my civil engineering license, and that obviously helps it a bunch, but still, that's a big chunk. You don't normally get raises like that, I don't think, very often, but apparently when you shift jobs, I mean, you can ask for whatever you got the gumption to ask for, I guess, really. And I think that's a big part of it. In this scenario, I don't know if you've recently changed jobs, had to go through this scenario. This is my first time. I came to the job that I'm at now straight out of college. Honestly, it's treated me great, so I've just chilled. This opportunity kind of popped up out of nowhere, really. And overall, the deciding factor was definitely the drive, just getting closer to home. There isn't really civil engineering opportunities where I live in, like, north central Ohio, I guess is what they call it. So it's like kind of farm. We're on the middle of the fucking sticks, man. We're Mansfield, Ohio, if you ever heard of it. We got 70 miles to the north to Cleveland, 70 miles south to Columbus. There ain't shit going on, really. And sadly, that's just the reality of it. You got to drive, not only just for what I do, not just engineering related job, not just some white collar job. Like, a lot of people where I live drive to work. It's just how it shakes out. The jobs aren't there. They're in Columbus or Cleveland, and you can either move or you can drive. I've chosen to drive, and I was going to continue driving until this popped up, but it worked out pretty well. I think a big chunk of that, because I want to make this as general, like some general advice to somebody. If you ever find yourself in this situation, I definitely think a big part of it is, what do you have to lose? Like, if you're in a job that you are hating and you're like, God, I got to get the fuck out of this job, that's a whole different situation than I was in. Like I said, I would have stayed where I'm at if I didn't have this pop up. And I think that allowed me to have that flexibility to be like, hey, I mean, they tried to offer quite a bit less an hour than I wanted or was willing to take. And I told them straight up, I was like, I'm not really willing to take that. It's going to have to be this. Told them, I'm like, hey, I make 37 an hour down here. It's got to be at least 37 an hour for me to even consider it, because I'm about to get a raise down there as well. And they're like, okay, we can do that. And the way it shook out, it ends up working out even better than that with just their weird structure they have of promotions and things like that. But overall, a win. But I was able to do that, I think, because I was willing to completely be like, no, I'll just pass on that opportunity. I don't need this in that sense. I would have took a little pay cut, but it turned out, I don't know, bluffing a little bit of like, hey, can I get this, or I'm not going to really consider it. I mean, you got to be willing to take that risk, I guess. And this time it worked out in my favor, so that was nice. And I didn't really have to negotiate for anything else. Everything else was kind of just, that's what they offer. And I was like, all right, that's way better than what I got now, so I'll take all that. Thank you very much. And overall, the process, leaving my job too, wasn't bad. I feel like I was more worried about it than I ought to be, I guess, really. Like, I never had any reason to be, but like I said, I'm not going to lie, I'm inexperienced in that aspect. Like, I've never had to quit a job like that. Every job I've ever had was like a summer job, so they knew I was quitting to go back to college or go back to school or whatever. And this was more of like, hey, got to come in, sit down with my boss. Hey, here's my 2-week notice. I'm taking this other job. I think it made it a lot better because I'm not leaving to like another competitor or anything in the Columbus area or something like that. It's completely different, not the same type of work. It's nothing alike. So it is what it is. And I mean, it worked out great, I think, so far. Unless the job sucks, that would really be a bummer. I guess I could show up and this new job just blows. But my old job was honestly nice enough to be like, hey, if you get bored, just call us, come back. We really appreciate you working here for us and all that stuff. So they were like, honestly, we don't care. Come back. It is what it is. It's part of life as a big company that you're gonna lose people here and there to different opportunities and things like that. So they were really understanding, and I appreciated that. I think there was a solid mutual respect. If you don't work at some place that's gonna treat you like that, I'm sure this process would be a lot harder. But I don't know. I've been talking on this YouTube channel. I think economically things are gonna get tougher and tougher. I think we're rolling into that. Like I said, we got some news for the rest of the week that we can talk about. I mean, auto loan defaults, credit card defaults, house prices are going down, used car prices going down, stock market's going down, at least a little bit in the short term here. We got all kinds of things happening. Trump's about to be inaugurated. Plenty of financial, political advice, but I've been talking for a long time about, hey, if you have a job, good job, make sure you're as valuable as possible at your job. I tried to do that at my job where I'm at right now, and I think obviously if they invited me, basically if I ever want to come back, just get a hold of them. I'm sure that worked out for me in that sense, that they're willing to be like, hey, your job's kind of open if you want to come back and get it. I tried to just do a little bit above and beyond, just work a little bit harder than what I would assume everybody else is doing, and it makes you look good. And I'm sure your boss in general would appreciate it. I think I'm still on the hard work pays off train. It seems like it did. And I would encourage you to do the same. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here by changing jobs at this time. Like I said, I think the reason to be valuable is so you're like one of the last people that gets let go if something bad happened to your business or company you work for. But I don't know. It's a risk I'm willing to take. This much time with my family versus, hey, maybe maybe in 6 months everything goes to shit and I lose this job, whatever. Worth the risk to me. I'll take it. I did the math on it, and just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, like I said, I drive an hour each way, a little over an hour each way, and the new drive's like 20 minutes. A couple days work from home after training and stuff like that. The math works out to like 13 to 15 days a year in the car that I save. Just sitting in this car, sitting in this seat, Not that I don't like talking to you beautiful people out there. Got a couple new subscribers. Appreciate y'all if you're still watching this video. And if you are, subscribe. Subscribe if you're not. Subscribe. Like the video if you get something out of it. Dislike it if not. We're here every day. And I'm going to still be here every day, even though I got to drive 20 minutes now. We'll just have to make the drive the whole video instead of me just thinking about what I'm going to make the video about on my way home. I still got another 25 minutes home here in the snow, so 15 days is too much to pass up. That's so much time. I mean, over a career, that's like, what, 20, 30 years? We're talking whole years sitting in the car that I'm saving by doing this. So, like I said, if I lose this job, that's worth the risk. I don't want to sit in this car for my whole fucking life. That's too much time wasted. If you drive far, you know what I'm talking about. This shit gets old. It's not the worst thing in the world. Gotta go get it where the getting's good, and where I live it's not that good. So you gotta leave. But I just got lucky, I think, in a couple ways on this opportunity here. So hey, we'll take it. Take it where you can get it. And like I said, hope the hard work pays off. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.